All right, and we are live. Good morning, good afternoon. We got Scott with us. I know you want to listen to Maurizio, but we got Scott.
For our very serious weekend technical discussion.
We will do. Hey, Ken. All right. Yeah, so there's a lot happening. There is a lot happening, but you know, I'm feeling pretty good about everything that's happening, and I'll show in the charts my basic knowledge as to why I'm feeling pretty good. And then we can hear something deeper, from where you guys are, what you're looking at. Scott, there was an email from you, I don't know, about 5 or 6 days ago. There was a pretty detailed market overview that was like connecting with the S&P. I don't always look at that S&P. Like, it's not like the first thing to go to in my analysis. Not that I got anything against it. It's that, like, which dog is wagging the tail,
So you've got to see that there are some charting people that would say that you don't look at the other markets, you don't look at interest rates, you don't look at TradFi, you don't look at this, you just stick in the four corners of the chart that you're looking at. And that is if that was true, that would be a very simple way of looking at the markets, like easy and simple, and you could learn it in a weekend, and totally fucking wrong. Like, like, come on, grow up. You know, there is a fairly large industry worldwide devoted to keeping people informed about the comings and goings of financial markets, and it ain't for nothing. Like, it's not just bullshit.
No, for sure.
Also, one thing you can be looking at is the leading measures of this, which is money supply, liquidity. Money printer go burr, market go up. Right now, Trump has the money printer switched off because he's trying to make a point. His point is that he's a fucking tough guy, and we're all going to be moving back to the Rust Belt to take low-paying textile jobs, and Americans won't be doing financial services anymore. For high salaries, they'll be moving back to make T-shirts at $65 an hour, and people are going to pay for them, and you'll like it, and you'll eat the bugs, and you'll like it. It's every bit as retarded as the, like, let's spend $100 billion on climate change bullshit. Like, both sides are just equally retarded. But Trump is going to reverse course at some point, that after he made his point.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I stay as far away from trying to be like a macro expert.
Yeah, you just don't have an edge predicting that. Okay, so I think that's an important thing for everyone to understand. It's not reasonable to tell you guys to stop looking at politics, to stop following, to stop having a best guess as to what's going on. But it's also, if you took my predictions about the macro state of affairs for the last 15 years and you just traded on those predictions, you would have lost a tremendous amount of money. And this holds true for anyone other than the top sort of 20 guys in the world. And no shame in it. We're not the top 20 guys in the world. We're not the top 20. We're not the top 2,000 guys in the world.
No.
Our advantage is we play against retards. That's our advantage. It's a good one. Don't want to throw it away.
So with that said then, right, I think in the market, I'm going to go to this 3-month chart. Let's see, get some of these bits off. So I think right now in the market, I think there's a lot of disappointment. I think there's a lot of fear. And then there's the usual new entrants that don't know where we are in the cycle. They don't know anything. But I think we're in that general kind of malaise. Crypto's not fun. So the first thing I do is I come to this 3-month chart, and I ask myself, am I seeing anything in this price action that I should be concerned about?
When does that coin candle close?
It's a quarter. So technically it's on the quarter.
Yeah.
So close in 12 days.
Yeah.
15 days, end of the month.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's going to be an inside bar. That's a good setup.
Exactly. Looking from this big perspective of this great big journey that we're in. So
Wow,
just
that's really insightful, dude. That gives us very, very clear guidance. Above, super bullish. Break down, we're in Goblin Town.
exactly.
No,
So
no.
every other analysis would just follow from this, you know, like people suddenly this I can't even think of the name of it, this left-sided bull run or something, I can't remember the name of it now. Suddenly there's this new narrative about this thing's going to happen for the first time ever, and it's like the person that told me, I'm like, do you ever think the YouTube channel just wants clicks? Like, what is all this stuff they're talking about? So especially if you are new to the market and you're not quite sure, something like looking at this 3-month chart, you're like, well, okay then. So we went up here, we moved sideways for kind of 6 months. Then there was an election, and during that 3 months, we went right up. And now we've shown strong retesting intent to the top of the old range. But we're in this kind of what Scott would describe as both sides get fucked type of candle that he's printing. And then, as Scott said, this would give us really clear guidance of the way.
No, I'd correct you a little bit. Both sides gets fucked is where it went up. If it went up and then went back down and then closed in the middle. What this is a balancing of expectations. Some people thought the market is worth a lot up here. Some people thought the market was worth down here, and we're pushing up against each other. So where we are now is a war of attrition between the bulls and the bears, and every side shoots some ammo, shoots some ammo. Eventually, they're going to run out of ammo, and there's no ammo left, and then one side or the other just walks away with it. So this is and you can feel that intuitively, right? The crypto of the last 3 months has felt nothing so much like the Battle of the fucking Somme, right?
Yeah.
You know, we took 20 meters. Ah, fuck, they pushed us back. Fuck, you got to take that hill. Charge the machine gun port. Oh, that hurt. You know, it's 3 months of a war of attrition. One side or the other, you know, this is we're in Kursk. You know, and that's, I think that's the correct way that you've identified it.
Right. So Maurizio will talk deeper about Bitcoin. So what I'd like to do is now is just have a look at the market cap for the others on the monthly, sorry. So the altcoin market cap, right? Now I've drawn a few wiggly lines here, but not too many lines as such. So again, looking at this, am I looking at this and am I freaking out? Is this doing something that's like, my God, it's never done this before? Or is it doing something very similar to what it's done in the past?
It really is, isn't it? This is really quite insightful stuff, dude.
You know, so it's like, I look at this and I think, well, okay, then we are testing this clear level here at 225,000. At the moment, on the monthly, we're just above it. If we close above the green line, great, that's good. That's good for me. If we close below it, all right, maybe we see a little bit more downside deviation. So again, without getting too technical, I look at that and I'm thinking, well, that's okay. So what's happening with Bitcoin then and the Bitcoin dominance? So I look at the Bitcoin dominance and I'm like, well, that ain't slowing down. That train.
Okay. Let's stop you there. So
okay.
Bitcoin dominance is not something that statistically has trending properties. It's also, there's a bunch of statistics crimes in the inherent way that it's calculated, because we've got infinite altcoins and we've only got Bitcoin, and Bitcoin dominance, you'd struggle to find. There's patterns if you look, but they're not real patterns. They're residual of other effects. So right now we have the real effect that Bitcoin dominance is showing is that most alts have technical beta to Ethereum, and Ethereum is in the shitter. Why? Because Ethereum governance is a piece of shit. They've got this retard at the top who dresses like a fucking unicorn in public, and the people involved in the Ethereum Foundation keep selling their own coin, and they employ people to do bullshit like, you know, the equivalent of just pissing away money. Well, let's hold a conference. That's a good idea. That'll bring the vibes up. Let's get on stage and sing songs together.
Let's hold some hands.
Yeah, I mean, Ethereum, Ethereum is fundamentally okay tech that has dropped the ball.
Mm.
You know, 4 years ago, it was really good tech, secure. It's still wide adoption. There's still got the most adoption by a mile of any chain. But the user experience, fucking want to kill myself every time I use MetaMask. Transaction fees still fucked. Going to layer 2s and bridging, oh, for fuck's sake. You know, like they just fucked it up. They've made poor decisions. So this whole Bitcoin dominance chart is a reflection of the shitty decisions that the Ethereum Foundation has made, because they're not business people. They're a bunch of fucking idiot nerds. And I saw about 5 years ago, a friend of mine sent me a message, said, Scott, you got to get over here. Vitalik's in this restaurant in Bangkok. And we went over to meet him, and we thought we'll sit and watch him order. We won't interrupt him while he's ordering his food. He's at this Vietnamese restaurant. Waitress comes, sits and watches him, and he's holding the menu like this, and the waitress is standing like right here, expectant of an ordering. An hour later, he's still looking at the menu. Hadn't moved a millimeter. And she's like,
that's a deep choice.
He's barely functional, guys. Like, he should be in a home. He should, no shit, he should be in a home.
Yeah, he should be fed to Hom Deng. Okay. That is pretty much it for me. I just wanted to show this one other thing it is insightful, but I think it's more cool than anything else, is if you go to the Bitcoin Liquid Index, right? And then you pop it onto one.
What is that?
What is that? Yeah. That's a good one.
I've never seen it.
I think that this has got the longest history of Bitcoin of all of the charts.
Because, oh, really?
Yeah, because
I use Bitstamp because I traded on Bitstamp in 2014 and shit.
Right. Because I only found out about this literally the other day, right?
That's cool.
Because if you do that and then you take it off all of those and then reset the chart. No, sorry, which way is it?
Right click and set to logarithmic.
Now, if you look at it, now we can see the 4-year cycle, right?
Okay. Whoa. We're trying to get ourselves away from retard land. There's no such thing as a cycle. It doesn't happen every 4 years. It rained every Tuesday for 3 weeks. You wouldn't be out here saying that it's going to rain next Tuesday. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, and I've used it in my marketing materials. I also am guilty of being a massive bullshitter, for those who don't know, but I'm trying to bullshit less in my daily life, and that one we got to pull out.
Yeah. My name is Ian. I am a bullshitter.
I am a complete bullshitter. My name is Scott. I've bullshitted my whole life, and no, I'm trying not to do it anymore.
Let me rephrase.
There's no such thing as a cycle. There's only cunts buying and selling. When more cunts buy than sell, the price goes up, and when more cunts sell than buy, the price goes down.
Okay. So I recently started some deeper math lessons, right? And I'll admit those deep math lessons confused me about as much as I'm confused now. Where to go next?
Oh, we got a comment in the chat about the There's always. Okay, so here's the thing. It's very hard to wrap your head around these things, actually. The halving is a nice thing because it's a nice thing for grifty marketers like me to mention. But predictable things about the price tomorrow tend to be incorporated in the price today. So, for example, if you thought that there was going to be gains due to a Trump presidency the day that Trump won, they would be very quickly incorporated into the price. Not over the next 4 years. So we incorporated 4 years of Trump gains into 2 months, and then now we've given them all back, and we're probably going to start getting them again. So anything that's predictable, eventually someone goes, hey, so right now it's very predictable to sell Bitcoin on Friday and buy it back on Monday. Very, very predictable. It's been the trade of the last 6 months. Almost every weekend you can sell on Friday, buy on Monday, and make a profit.
Mm-hmm.
What you're going to see is people start to front run that and start to buy on Sunday instead of Monday.
There we go.
Yeah.
And then that edge just erodes, whatever edge.
All edges erode, and if they didn't, so for example, if you just Google NULP Bitcoin, and there'll be NULP. Sorry, ULP.
ULP.
Bitcoin. Yeah, I go to the one that says look into Bitcoin. Look into Bitcoin.
Look into Bitcoin. Which number is that?
I'll
I think look into Bitcoin is Bitcoin Pro now. I think they changed the name.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So on the face of it, this is an indicator that shows what percentage of people are in profits or loss with Bitcoin. Now, look at the very first one in 2012. See how it picked the top like a runny nose. Then 2013. There. Then the next one. Whenever people are getting greedy, like whenever they've made a lot of money, it's time to sell. And then the next one in 2017 got it exactly right. By that time, Maurizio and I were like, fuck, we found the fucking wheel here, boys. Like, fuck me. This is what we're going to do. We're going to ride a cycle and we're going to get out when our indicator, which has a 100% success rate, tells us that it's the top. Now look at what happened in 2021. Didn't quite get there. Daylight fell short. You see how markets are self-adjusting mechanisms. The thing that works especially well today, everyone's going to front run tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And look at it, the next cycle top after that. See how much lower it was?
Yeah.
In 23, there. So this is the natural way of edges. They decay. And this is not bad. It's just that we want things to be simple, easy. We want to be able to draw a simple chart pattern, some lines, and have it predict the future, and simple, easy, and wrong. Markets are self-adjusting. It's a cunty game. It's a knife fight with the smartest people in the world. And thankfully, we've got some dumb fucks to play against here. That's the only reason we're still in the game. Trying to bullshit less as we go on. The game with crypto is buy it when people hate it and sell it when people love it. Your job as an investor is to pay attention whenever you feel like, oh, I fucking hate this game. That's usually, so in the chat, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 is I fucking hate this game, I'm ready to quit. You fucking cunts for getting me into it. 0 is I love it. Where are you? On the chat. You all love crypto right now? Come on, tell the fucking truth. Come on, Kevin. Tell the fucking truth. Thank you, Judy. Wow, it's interesting.
Yep.
It's interesting. Craig, 10. I'm an 8. I'm going to be honest with it.
Mm-hmm.
I lost just under $1 million last month.
I just haven't wanted to look. I've just fucked it off last month, you know. Hey, are you on today? No, I'm just fucking it off. Yeah, I've been down at a 2, other than FinRev, because my FinRev has been
FinRev is fine, but like FinRev is totally And, you know, the tragedy is the stuff that I do myself with my own giant brain that I think about all day, every day, loses me $1 million. And FINREV is just right there. Like, it just doesn't lose.
Yeah. I'm looking at my...
And it's what I've been telling people loudly and clearly for years is you shouldn't, like, if you go to scottphillipstrading.com right now, the very first page is you probably shouldn't trade. I should take some of my own I should eat some of my own fucking cooking.
Yeah. I just remember every time that Scott says, I'm not trading again. I'm not trading again. I'm not trading again. And here we are, man. Like, he's like me. Same deal, man. Same deal.
There's an easy time to trade and there's a hard time to trade. But yeah.
Okay, so this is a very insightful point from Ian. Market cycle. Most of the effects that make crypto predictable are downstream of increased liquidity. So new people coming into the casino, bringing more money, because it's hard to get your money out of crypto and it's a ball ache to move it from exchange to exchange and blah, blah, blah. Any bit of money that comes in tends to wash around and creates a bit of a whipping feedback effect. That also happens in reverse. So a lot of the edges that we're counting on are downstream of those feedback loops from trapped sticky capital. When those go into reverse, a lot of those edges disappear and it becomes to noise. So for that reason, we tend to go through periods where the markets are very, very easy to trade. I've had periods where I've traded, 18 from 20 winning trades. I saw Maurizio had a generational run a little while ago. Ian's had some big baller periods. And then you go through periods where if a win was a fuck, you couldn't get it. You couldn't buy it in a Bangkok brothel with a 1,000 baht note hanging out of your pants. If a win was your ass, you couldn't find it with both hands. And everything you do seems wrong. And everything that worked stops working. Anyone had that experience?
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah.
Those are the times. Trade small. Trade much smaller than usual. Position sizing down by half if you're an active trader, and then by half again. And by half again. And then wait, when the shit starts to get good again, then be big balls Billy. Then all of a sudden throw the risk rule book out the window and push your chips into the center and gamble.
That's it. And just apply whatever metaphor works for you, like when the market is tough, it's like me turning up to your gym in Bangtao and trying to pick a fight with one of the big boys. It all seems funny at first until you fuck, so it's like during the hard time, it's like it's having that sort of, what, this is just a bit too hard for me, I'm going to sit this out.
Dude, I'm a reasonable, like I beat all of you guys in the chat in a fight, one after the other. Spotting weights a couple of weeks ago for Aljamain Sterling, and fucking Bulk walks in with his city kickboxing team. High fives. Like there's levels to everything. Like you just gotta say the champ is here. Like
exactly.
There's better people than me at this. I spoke to in today's email, I put some people that are friends of mine that are actually a lot better than me. So I'm posting in the chat now. This is a podcast with a guy who's one of the big portfolio managers at Janus, which is one of the big multi-strats. He manages some, $10+ billion worth of capital, senior guy, rich as an astronaut. He's a friend of mine. And if you listen to this podcast, but think about crypto instead of TradFi, this will make you smarter. And this is another great friend of mine who I was talking to last night. His name is Chris. He goes by the name of Macrocephalopod online. And he runs two strategies. He runs a strategy like FINREV with a HFT engine strapped to the front of it. And he runs $500 million at Sharp 2.6, and he has a stat arb strategy, which is kind of like dirty carry, but done properly instead of dirty. And he runs $300 million at Sharp 5.
Well,
yeah, it's something to see. It's something to see. It's like he's
cool.
like both of those guys are at the absolute state of the art of trading. And if you listen to those guys talk, not just like about their nerd stuff, about the way they think about markets. So there's this retail wisdom that, oh yeah, you guys know all the maths, but we understand markets better because we're in there. We're like watching the charts. But that ain't true. Like you listen to some of these guys and you go, wow, this guy understands markets better than I do. And and he is helping me understand the meme coin market better. He's helping me understand the hyperliquid trade better. He's it's such a blessing for me to have access, because I've got this weird story, right? Like, I went to jail all those times and I'm a thug and all that stuff. And the very top hedge fund managers in the world, like, come visit me in Thailand, and I take them out and fill them full of truth serum and show them a good time that we can't talk about. And I've got lifelong friends in the very top echelon of the hedge fund world from doing this, and they love me. They want to see me succeed, and they, the smarts behind FinRev is like James and I asking our really smart boy friends, what should we do? And they just go, oh yeah, here's what we do that we spent, $20 million developing. You should just do this.
Oh man, yeah.
The future's bright.
Oh, dude.
Also, in that email as well, it's really good to just pay attention to the compounding magic of FinRev, because that email starts off, let's go back 5 years ago. Yeah.
Compounding's the real thing, dudes. Compounding's the real thing. Yeah, I'm not a particularly good trader by objective standards, and I'm worth more. I've got more than 8 figures in my trading accounts, and it's just compounding. And time, and mental illness.
Yep. Yep. Tell me about it. Yep.
It'll take your feeling. It'll hurt your feelings. It's fucking good.
Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting. You guys go. I do go on.
I can go.
Good to see you. It's really good to see both of you guys.
Likewise, man. Likewise.
Maurizio's having a kid.
I know. So I'll be like, my wife, probably people don't know, my wife is pregnant. So obviously probably next week is due. So obviously I'll be taking a few weeks off. But man, yeah, my first one. So that's going to be an interesting one.
Special time, brother. Special time.
That's going to be an interesting one. So
you're
yeah.
fucked.
Thank you.
Can I give you some advice?
Please shoot, man. Yeah, go ahead.
Don't worry about the kid. The kid's just a little worm. You can't do anything. You're useless. Worry about the wife. Wives get postpartum depression. They feel guilty. They're running on little sleep. Like, just do it and throw money at it. Worry about the wife.
Thanks. Good. Yeah.
The only advice I got. Ian, when you're breeding, son, you get yourself a fine Isan breeding stock up there. Like, when you're squeezing out some puppies.
Well, you never know, man. I got a mysterious past. I've probably got a fleet of kids in South America.
Oh,
so from top to bottom, from Peru all the way through down to Chile, if you know what I mean.
Ian was in the Navy, so he's one of those girl in every port type.
Yeah, worse than that, he was a submariner. So, you just live in a massive long tube with other men for months, and you just end up crazy. You come ashore and that's it. And anything could happen. Yeah.
Ringing a few bells there.
Well,
dog off a leash. Imagine Ian dog off a leash in a South American port town after 3 months underwater.
Man, I can't. Yeah.
Oh, you'd want a fucking condom for your condom, wouldn't you?
with somebody whispering in your ear, don't worry about the drug test, coke's out your system in 24 hours.
4 hours.
Right.
Right, yeah.
Donde esta coca, por favor?
Yeah. But I'm thinking about going to the Nakhon Si Tamarat province. Yeah, you see, because
Which
there's
one is
not.
that?
It's the one next door to Phuket without all the farang.
Oh, the one to the north of Phuket, like Phang Nga.
Yeah, got Suratani and all that there, you see.
Khao Lak is beautiful. The lake is beautiful. There's surf there's surf there. There's really good food. The Michelin Guide food there is excellent. It's quiet and cheap.
It's the quiet I like.
I mean, dude, you're always welcome in our house. Like, we got a fucking 5-bedroom house on the water, and it's not filled, and it's got hot and cold running slaves and fucking my bike in for you. You're always welcome.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, okay then. So I guess we should talk about crypto, really. But it's been
I don't know. This is a lot more interesting to me than crypto right now. Crypto shits me to tears.
Oh man, yeah. I can give you my views. Let me go through some charts and stuff like that if you guys want.
Please.
But I'm seeing some interesting stuff. Like it took some like an interesting trade before the weekend. Because I'm here's where I'm at the moment. So obviously let's go through the veins. So I've been talking about Bitcoin for a while in terms of going into a range, right? Like I'm seeing ranging this thing for probably, I don't know, the next couple of months. I don't see it probably is going to range up to 92 or something, but I don't see this going up, especially the way that the stock market is actually behaving and the way that Trump and everything and all that sort of stuff. So I'm just seeing ranging. So obviously that provides a lot of opportunities for small time trades and things like that. And that's kind of the only thing that I'm seeing. The interesting thing is been talking about this level for the whole week, last week, but it hasn't been able to break. So I'm wondering, I'm actually thinking that this could be the range. This could be the new range that Bitcoin's going to behave for the next couple of months, maybe weeks, perhaps. But then obviously we have quarter 3 closing, which is the chart that Ian showed, the 3-month sort of chart. So actually that probably is going to give us a little bit of impulse. Yeah, that's where I'm at the moment. So the interesting thing that I'm seeing is if we go to Coinalyze, right? I'm seeing like, let me just drop this to 1 hour, and I'm seeing a lot of volume, like CBD volume sort of start going up, but that doesn't mean that we're going to have a huge influx.
So let's just look at that. You can see if you zoom into the hard right edge of that chart, look at open. The first thing you want to look at is the difference between open interest and price. So in the last couple of hours, what we're generally seeing is open interest going down while price is relatively stable, right? Correct. What does open interest going down tell you? People are closing positions.
Exactly.
So look at the last 2 hours. Now zoom into 5 minutes. Okay. Price is going up. What's open interest doing?
Closing. So
exactly. Closing, motherfuckers are closing shorts. Now,
exactly.
Apply your big brain. Why would people be closing shorts just as soon as the TradFi market's open? Why? Probably because they hedged out their risk using Bitcoin over the weekend, because that's been a profitable hedge the last couple of weeks. This is predictable weekend flows. By the way, Velo.xyz is probably an easier and better piece of software than this, with similar but more.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It doesn't have CVD. Now, CVD,
which is the only reason why I use Coinalyze is CVD, but then there's these 2 other indicators. Let me show. Velo doesn't have these 2, and hear what I'm saying here. We have the aggregated funding rate of the whole global market,
Whoa,
right?
that's
Excluding,
cool.
like you could actually have the whole funding rate, and you can actually filter by excluding Bitcoin
This
or
is very
excluding
good.
Bitcoin and Ethereum, or you can actually, have a specific sort of ecosystem, right? So you can actually track the funding rate of a specific narrative in a way. That's the only reason why that I use Coinalyze for. This is besides that, everything else, Velo data will have better insights.
This is
But
very
then,
cool, though.
yeah, this is pretty cool. So the interesting thing about this one, right? And also you have aggregated funding rates, and you have the open interest as well. And you could do the same sort of classification, give it or take. If you want to sort of only take the gaming or the AI or the memes, stuff like that, you can actually just have those right there. So with that being said, what I'm looking at is pretty much like this indicator will show you how the altcoin market looks like at the moment. And it looks like the funding is pretty freaking negative, right? Pretty freaking negative. So we could be, that doesn't mean that we're going to start like rising, but if I combine this with the behavior of Bitcoin, what I can see is perhaps we can see a little bit of relief rallies, small relief narratives and things like that, which we started seeing already. We took a really good trade on AA1Z, which has been beaten down, and you're gonna get a lot of short squeezes, because what this means effectively is there is a lot of shorts in the market, right? You have a lot of people short in the market. So the longer we stay in a range on Bitcoin and Bitcoin doesn't drop, then either shorts they're going to start getting tired, and we might start getting squeezes to the upside, right? Is that going to be enough to actually carry us over to a longer term trade and things, a bigger trend to the upside? Don't know, because I don't think the market is there yet, especially the way that if we look at the S&P 500, the S&P 500 looks like shit. So I will suspect that any rally, right, will be taking us up an opportunity to de-risk. You know what I mean? That could be one option, right? But the interesting thing is all the other markets, Germany is doing great. So there's been a lot of, it looks like there's been a lot of capital that goes from the US to a different markets across in Europe or Germany and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I'm tracking, but I'm tracking really closely the S&P 500, because once we're on here, then that's when we talk about at the beginning of the call that risk is on, and that's when we should start doing more leverage, more stuff, bigger sizes, things like that. But until then, I'm quite sort of playing small trades here and there, right? But this week it looks good for short squeezes. Like we took this trade on, when was it? Sunday. No, actually Friday or Thursday. Yeah. So this kind of behavior is what I'm expecting on this week. You get a lot of these horrible charts on good projects. Like I'm still, tracking good projects, and you're going to see a lot of short squeezes coming up. And we had this trade come. We already took profits, by the way, and just put the stop here, and then we might get to this level here. But is this going to be a huge relief rally and things like that? Oh, I'm kind of doubted, but I'm just playing, short time trades here and there, and then that's kind of my view for the whole week, So besides that, yeah, that's where I'm at in terms of Bitcoin. That's kind of, I'm looking at this opportunity. So I'm looking at two interesting spot position trades that I might be going into. So I've been talking about Say for a while, and Say is now in the now I'm looking for positioning longer time trades, so spot, give or take. This could be a really interesting trade, not short term, longer term, because now Trump basically the World 5 project, the World Liberty 5 project, stuff like that. They start buying Say, right? We knew that for a while, and now this has a lot of it's American as well, so therefore it has a lot of likelihood that it could have tax benefits and things like that. What I'm seeing on this one,
They do, man. Is it a? I know it's like this hype VC coin, but like, what does it actually do? Like, people seem to fucking love it.
it's a chain. It's a L1. So if we go to DeFi Llama, by the way, guys,
That's what we needed. Another fucking ghost chain L1. Fuck. Where do I give some VC my money?
And that's the thing, right? Like, that's the thing. So obviously you start gathering all this new stuff, and they will pump it, right? Definitely. And at some point it's gonna die. So for instance, this is what I'm tracking, obviously the volume and the DEX volume and all this sort of stuff. And I'm seeing that volume is increasing, but market cap is actually is still low.
That's cool.
So I'm looking at those divergences for the long term. And the fact that it's backed by the World 5 fund, that you can actually track all their buys and stuff like that, it gives me a little bit more insights of what they might do, right? So I'm looking to this one for long term. I'm looking to Avalanche as well. They're doing the same thing with Avalanche. So Avalanche, there is one registered Avalanche AVAX ETF that was actually filed last week. Also made in America.
Dude, if you buy Avalanche, your kid's gonna turn out gay. Sorry, I don't I don't make the rules, John.
Oh man,
I had $500 left on AVAX chain, and I tried to bridge it off back to some real money. 2 fucking hours, got on the phone with Antoine, sent messaging you. I ended up buying 1,000 baht worth of AVAX as gas off a retail Thai broker to do the transaction, and it cost me like $80 in fees to get my $500 back. And I just swore until the end of time, I want nothing more than every person who's ever had anything to do with that Avalanche chain, just to get painful penis cancer and have it turn black and drop off in their hand. That's what I want.
Oh, man,
Preying on their downfall.
So yeah, obviously these are the recent buys from the World 5 Liberty thing. So I'm just tracking the metrics to see how they're going. Obviously the metrics of Avalanche, they don't look that great as Say, but if these start increasing, there might be a trade there. So my highest sort of conviction for a long-term perspective will be Say, perhaps, right? So based on this. So, and also looking for shorting XRP. I'm still looking to get into some shorts, right? And I was talking about that last week. I'm looking to actually short Cardano at some point, right?
Oh, yes.
The
masculine urge to short Cardano.
And so that's why I'm keen to perhaps...
Oh, look at Ian, look at his little face. Oh. Why don't you come down here and tell us how your ADA NFTs are doing, son? Come down from the basement. Come on.
And also, so obviously the whole point of shorting is
they're coming back again.
By the way, if you're gonna short ADA, the smart way is to short ADA against Bitcoin. Keep the positions balanced. All of these ghost chain plays, especially Bitcoin, Satoshi, BSV, ADA, AVAX, anything that's a ghost chain, that has no usage, that is just there as just legacy. You long Bitcoin, short the shit chain. That's the canonical way to do it.
There you go. So that's obviously if what I'm looking for is just a plain short, and the only downside of shorting is actually getting good position, right? So ideally you would get a really good position here to short, but then obviously this is on the verge. This sort of pump was on the verge of what happened with the summit, the crypto summit in the White House and things like that. I'm still not there to short it, but I'm getting closer and closer. You know, it's losing momentum. And if we look at the the market cap against the total value locked is actually dropping. So it's gain. I'm you know I'm actually looking for shorts on this one. So that's kind of the place that I'm looking, right? I'm not looking for a lot of positions and stuff like that, but I'm looking to actually get some small time frame trading, you know, especially looking forward for Bitcoin to either sort of do something like this. Yeah. Getting on that range, ideally, right? If we break this level of the 85,000, right, which we've been sort of hitting again and again and again, which I think we might break it this this week if we get some impulse to the upside. The thing is, this week we have FOMC, we have Japan rates as well. You know, they have a lot of macro stuff. By the way, guys, there's a good tool. It's called Purple Trading. If you guys want to see what's ahead in the week and things like that. So that's why volatility is going to be very high this week. So you can actually go into Purple Trading and get a macroeconomic calendar, and then you can filter by this week, or you know, get different type of filters like euro or like different countries and things like that. And so this is how I keep track of, you know, what's going on this week. And the interesting thing is going to be this one, the Japan interest rate decision. So you know, last year, you know, remember, I don't know, you guys remember about the the leverage thing that happens with the interest rate fiasco with the Japan interest rate and things like that. So now this is going to happen this week to see if they start raising interest or not. So this is going to be a macro thing on the market. So I'm just this week complaining it's pretty low because there's a lot of interesting stuff. There's also the FOMC statement on US on the US. So there's a lot of stuff happening. So after Wednesday, we could see the market to actually, you know, to pick a side, right? Is the wins, is the short side going to win? Are the long side going to win? But that's where I'm heading. I'm biased towards a little bit the upside, based on the funding rate, based on everything. But then we have a lot of macro events that it could change things dramatically, you know, to either direction. So essentially, that's where I'm at, man. That's where I'm at.
Right. So you just called the bottom. Love it.
I don't know. That's a tough one, man. I'm not at that level yet to call the bottom. I might be soon, but not yet. Not that yet.
Okay, so let's talk. Are you done, bro?
Yeah, hold on, man.
Okay, so I'm going to talk a couple of things. I'm going to go into some detail about the Hyperliquid trade. But first, I want to talk a little bit about calling bottoms. When do bottoms happen? When people give up.
Mm-hmm.
As a general rule, buy them when they hate them, tell them when they love them. So let's talk about Hyperliquid. And I want to show you, I'm using Velo data here, velo.xyz, it's free, it's really cool. The indicators that you want on this, you definitely want, no, you don't want aggregated open interest for this. I want open interest. Aggregated open interest is open interest across markets, across adding them all up. Open interest is open interest on Hyperliquid. Now, if we can see a difference between those two, very small, but we can see like an hour front run on Hyperliquid. You can just a little bit. Okay, let's get rid of you. And premium here, let's pull that down. I'll explain that in a minute. Okay, so what's been going on is Hyperliquid had this generational run, straight shot up. got to 35 bucks. Seemed pretty cheap for one Hyperliquid actually at 35 bucks. Came down, settled into a range here. What happened is Hyperliquid opened their EVM and allowed staking. Are you staked in Hyperliquid, Maurizio? Ian, you?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
I'm staked. In the chat,
Yeah.
anyone staked? We're all fucking staked. Okay.
Sorry. Yeah,
So-
yeah, I'm mistaken. I definitely mistaken that. Yeah.
So what's the implication of staking? It takes 4 days to take your money back.
Mm-hmm.
What's the rational, logical play if you don't like the price action because it's, say, breached a long-term trading range? You might want to hedge out. Where would you hedge if you were a Hyperliquid trader? You'd probably hedge on Hyperliquid. What would you do? You would short on Hyperliquid. Now, let's see the exact moment where open interest started rising. So we can see here from this point,
It's getting too technical now.
too technical.
That's good. I'm gonna make you an indicator for that, Scott. Like, so you just, you know.
Okay, so it's in classic Dick and Balls TA, right? When those flows are about to reverse, excuse me. Sorry. This fucking thing. I'm sorry, I'm a retard about. Yeah, well, there we go. Okay, so what's happening here? Open interest is declining as price is going up. Those shorts here are finally starting to feel some heat and getting out, but it's also getting a bit weird down here. So at this point, we have to zoom progressively in to try and, the way that you do it is you go, okay, we know we've got a lot of shorts. As price goes up, open interest is going down, so those shorts are closing. Price is going down. Price is going down and open interest is going down. Price is going down and open interest is going up. So what we have is more shorters in this period here. More shorters are, you know, TA guys, chart guys going, oh, wow, that's a bear flag. That's a bear flag, better short that, right? This is TA flow. Now let's zoom in and see what the fuck's happening right the fuck now. Okay, so what happened over the weekend? Open interest went down while price went sort of down to sideways. Open interest went up when price went sideways. So there's more interest coming in. Now open interest goes up while price goes up. This is the first little sign that motherfuckers think that it's time to put bullish positions on. Open interest, they got wrecked because price went down, open interest went down, and they closed some of those long positions that were recently open. So the guys who tried to get cute and time it on a Sunday got fucked by the weekend bearishness. What do we see first thing in the morning here in the last sort of 3 hours or so? Rising open interest, rising price. What does that tell you, Ian? Rising open interest with rising price.
Things are very bullish.
Yes.
Yeah.
What it means is that cunts are going, fuck, I finally got the bottom. Fuck, I'll put more on. I'll put more on. Fuck, we're going. So this is not a slam dunk, but this is the first little sign of spring. First swallows of spring. Now, if we go back out to the bigger picture, we have an enormous amount of cunts who shorted between here and here. All of these, what's going to happen if they have to exit their shorts all at once?
Yeah, that's definitely what the short squeeze is going to look like. Like it's going to squeeze all the shorts out of, and it's going to get the market to the upside.
Like that. When does that squeeze start happening? When is it over? When is it over? Probably when the open interest gets back to about there.
The same levels. Yeah, I agree.
When is it happening? It's happening about right now.
Mm-hmm.
Make sense?
Mm.
There's one other thing I wanted to show you guys. This is Jez. Jez is an OG whale. He's he hasn't traded well lately, but he's worth let's see how much Jez has left. That's not it. Wrong wallet. He's got about 50 million bucks worth of ETH left. So he's, pretty serious player. This is a very insightful thing. What you want to do is de-risk some in froth. March this year, I pulled out enough to build a house. That's going on pretty good. You want to re-risk on when everyone's declaring crypto over and dead. Those are the only two times that you have any predictive ability about price. Price is very hard to predict. Contrary to what I say almost every single fucking day, right? Price is hard. Volatility is easy. Price is hard, except when everyone hates crypto and except when everyone loves crypto. This is it. That's it. That's the call. Is there anything else I can offer a completely unscientific pro science opinion on for anyone?
Hey, Scott, quick question. What's your thoughts on more pain? Which I think.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, here we fucking go. Here's the truth. Price discovery doesn't just happen on Hyperliquid or on Bitcoin. Price discovery happens across the broader market. It's almost entirely down to policy decisions and the market's reaction to those policy decisions. Whether or not we could enter a 1929 Great Depression type thing here if China invades Taiwan tomorrow. Oh, could happen. Don't say it can't. And if you think you've got an edge in predicting that because you read a lot of fucking Sky News or Fox News or CNN or whichever retarded news source you have, or you're like following it like a maniac on Twitter, like you don't have an edge in predicting that stuff. As my good friend and business partner James is fond of saying, where's my window? Oh. Sorry, I just gotta use my mouse to find this. Yeah. Sorry, can't find my my mouse window. Trying to make money by predicting macro moves is like playing tennis with Djokovic. It's against the best in the world, and only you haven't brought a tennis racket, you've brought a dildo, and you're retarded. That's just the truth of it. So don't do that. I've got this teleprompter and I see it. I've got a teleprompter and I've got multiple monitors and I've accidentally put this window into my teleprompter. I don't know how to fucking get it out. That's retarded. Good one, Scott. Good one, Scott. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, that's all I got. Let's wrap it up, boys.
All right. Good call, man. Good to see
Great
you guys.
call. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too, man. Good to see you back again, Scott.
Yeah, brother.
Good, man.
See you.
So, are you here next week, Maurizio?
Yes. If everything so far, the next week is my last call, and then I'll go into a small. If everything goes as planned, but you know what I mean. But so far, next week I'm in. Yeah.
A chosen one shall be born, and a great bull market shall it.
There we go.
The prophecy will be fulfilled. The golden child will lead us to glory.
There we go, man.
Oh,
I'm gonna hold it like this, like, you know.
And you're going to be like that lion pointing down and go, that is AVAX chain. Never go there. Nothing good happens there.
That's cool, man.
Beauty.
All right.
See you
See
next
guys.
week.